You thought piracy was about gold, adventure, and freedom? Think again. The truth is far more brutal than the legends ever told you. Hollywood paints pirates as daring rebels, chasing treasure and living by their own rules. But the real pirate life, it was a waking nightmare, filled with starvation, betrayal, and unimaginable violence. If you stepped out of line, you didn't just get punished, you got left for dead. By the end of this video, you'll understand why most pirates didn't retire rich. They didn't retire at all. Chapter 1. The brutal reality of life at sea. The first thing you'd notice when stepping onto a pirate ship: the stench. Sweat, rotting food, unwashed bodies, and something far worse, the smell of death. Below deck, it's worse. Rats crawl over your feet, feasting on crumbs. And sometimes, the remains of dead crew members. The food is almost inedible: worm-infested biscuits, rotten meat, and moldy bread. And fresh water that runs out fast. Some desperate pirates drank seawater, losing their minds before dying in agony. But hunger was the least of your worries. Pirates didn't just fight enemy ships, they fought each other. Disputes over loot, insults, or even a sideways glance could end in a blade to the throat. And then there was the real enemy: disease. Scurvy turned your gums black and made your teeth fall out. Dysentery left men too weak to stand. Infections? No doctors, just a rusty saw and someone to hold you down while they cut off the limb. No painkillers, no second chances. Chapter 2, Mutiny, Punishment and Fear. Pirates weren't lawless. They had their own twisted code. Break the rules, and the punishments were worse than death. If you stole from your own crew, you weren't just executed, you were made an example. Some were tied to the mast and whipped until their backs were nothing but raw flesh. Others were thrown overboard, left to drown or be eaten by sharks. But the worst fate: marooning. If a pirate betrayed his crew, he was abandoned on a deserted island. No food, no water. Just a loaded pistol with a single bullet. Use it, or die slowly. Even captains weren't safe. Pirate crews had one of the earliest forms of democracy. If a captain was too cruel, the crew could vote him out. But mutiny wasn't easy. If it failed, the punishment was beyond brutal. Strangulation, being dragged under the ship, or worse, being hacked apart by your own crew. Chapter 3. The truth about treasure. Forget what you've heard, pirates rarely buried treasure. Why hide what you could spend? Gold and silver were rare. Most pirate loot was food, weapons, cloth, and medicine, things needed to survive. And when pirates did get rich, it never lasted. They blew their fortune on booze, gambling, and women. Within weeks, most were broke and back to risking their lives for another raid. Treasure wasn't the only thing worth fighting over. A ship was everything. Without it, a pirate was nothing. Crews would kill their own for control, and many pirates met their end at the hands of their so-called brothers. Chapter 4, The Navy's Revenge. The golden age of piracy didn't last forever. Governments got tired of pirates robbing their ships and embarrassing their navies, so they fought back. Pirates were hunted down, one by one. Ships disguised as merchant vessels lured them in, only to unleash a barrage of cannon fire. If captured, pirates weren't given a trial. They were hanged publicly. Their bodies were left to rot as a warning to anyone who dared follow in their footsteps. Some pirates tried to escape their fate by taking a deal from the government. They became privateers, legal pirates who attacked enemy ships under the king's orders. But loyalty was rare, and many went right back to piracy until they were finally caught. Chapter 5, The Secrets You Never Knew. Pirates weren't just savages. Some had rules and systems more advanced than the governments hunting them. Workers' compensation: if a pirate lost a limb in battle, they were paid in gold. Democracy at sea: crews voted on their captains and major decisions. The eye patch trick: some pirates wore eye patches not because they lost an eye, but to keep one adjusted to darkness. This gave them an advantage in sudden battles below deck. Women pirates were real. Anne Bonny and Mary Red disguised themselves as men and became two of the most feared pirates on the seas. Conclusion: the nightmare that was piracy. So, do you still think being a pirate was about adventure and freedom? It was a life of starvation, betrayal, and constant fear. You weren't chasing treasure, you were running from death. Most pirates didn't die rich. They died hanging from a noose or floating face down in the ocean. Would you have survived life as a pirate? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see how another brutal group lived and died, check out my video on the horrific life of gladiators. See you